July 17, 2014. This is a map of the Israeli-Gaza border. Gaza in the top left and Israel in the bottom right. You can see along that red line that's the border, it looks like it's desert there. And then there's a big ditch that's kind of grown over. And then you have it's kind of like a demilitarized zone. And then you get into the agricultural lands into Israel there. Then you notice there's 3 villages marked in blue. Well, and then you get into your highways, and it becomes more densely populated from that point on. But during the ceasefire that was supposed to last 5 hours to get humanitarian aid into the Palestinian citizens, Hamas had other plans. They fired some mortar rounds in a couple hours, and mainstream talked about that and broke the ceasefire agreement. But I think what they were doing was drawing diversion against something that was much more deadly, but they got caught in the act, and I'm going to show you some of the footage from that. But they came in, and you see the red circle there. That's where the tunnel was. It says the Gaza Terror Tunnel attack thwarted. IDF fires at 13 terrorists attempting to enter Israel through Gaza Strip tunnel early Thursday morning. The hits were identified. IDF orders citizens in the area to remain in homes as searches continue. They moved in tanks. They have got soldiers searching through here in case they did not spot all the people that were coming through the tunnel. And when they spotted this, they got all these people to stay in their homes there. It says the people in the homes were reporting, says there was massive tank movement because of the terrorist attempt to enter Israel. 6 a.m. they were still hearing attacks from the Air Force, and only then we got word that we could leave. He goes on to say he had sent his wife and daughter away because he was afraid for them. It says eyewitness reported a large explosion near the border with Israel, but the IDF told AFP they had no knowledge of the incident. And that was right when it first happened. Now, they came out and cleared that up a little bit. It says Lieutenant Colonel Peter Lerner, an IDF spokesman, said the IDF believed at least 1 militant was killed in the strike and that the remaining fighters appeared to have returned to Gaza through the tunnel. But guys, I'll show you the Air Force footage. I don't think Gaza's where these guys made it to. You know, I just don't think so. Now, the Israeli Defense Force and the Israeli Air Force, very subtle, very in their reporting. But the pictures will tell the story, and let's take a look at those. This strike was at 6:30. This is the one that after that happened at those tunnels, the second shot, that's when they allowed the citizens to come out of their homes. But this is some of the rockets and things they found, grenades, ammunition. You can do a lot of damage. And they were, again, going to capture and slaughter the Israeli citizens there on the border towns. Kidnap them, hold them for ransom, kill a lot of them. But the Air Force footage tells the true story. Here you see the 13 coming out of the holes there, and you notice top right, that's kind of that ditch that I was telling you about. But they're inside of Israel at this point. This is why these little ceasefires will probably cease and desist. Here they are running into that group, which is never really a good idea, I don't think. And again, I don't think Gaza's where those guys went to. And I think we're going to see a lot more ISIS activity, and the other Islamic militants from the surrounding countries are going to be pulled in because of this.